Happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy hump day. Happy midweek. Whatever it is that you want to call it, we are celebrating the day on today. Just because it's a wonderful day. Weather has been absolutely great. Not too hot, not too cold. We are just going to celebrate today for what today is and for what today brings. So welcome back to another morning of T Speaks, or afternoon, whenever you may be watching this, of T Speaks Encouragement. We are continuing on. Just in case you missed Monday or Tuesday, I'll give you a tiny recap, but I strongly encourage you to go back and watch Monday and Tuesday so that you can be in tune with where we are today. So Monday, I kind of gave the base of everything coming out of 2 Kings 4, 1 through 7, speaking about the widow's oil. And oil was broken down in an acronym. Obedience ignites the lift. Obedience ignites the lift. So Monday was just a foundation. Monday I gave you the foundation of how the week is going to go. Tuesday I spoke about the O, which is obedience, and the importance of obedience. Today we're going to be talking about the I, which is ignites, or igniting, whichever way you choose to say it. But ignites. So it's important that once you have that obedience, it's important that you move. And once you move, that is what will ignite the flame. You can't have obedience and not move. Also, you can't move but not be obedient. You're going to have the two, but you have to have them together. You can't choose one or the other. It has to be together. When you move in obedience, that's you moving in faith. When you move in obedience, that's you putting your faith and your work together. Again, you can't have one or the other. You can't pick and choose which one you want to do on which certain day. They have to come together. It's just like when you put gas in a vehicle. In order for that vehicle to be able to move, you have to be able to put it in drive. You can put gas in there all day long, but if it's in park, it's not going to go anywhere. You have to physically put it in drive in order for it to go somewhere. So it's just like that. I'm a visual person, so you will find that I give visuals all the time. So the oil didn't flow, as we know, until the widow started pouring. That is where I say you have to have obedience and you have to have motion together. Your obedience flows with the motion, which ignites the flame. Think of a match. You have the match, but then you also have the little thing on the back. But you can't, until you put the match to that, the match is not going to be lit. The match is just the match. In order for you to ignite it, in order for it to start a flame, you have to rub the two together. So in order for you to light a flame in your walk with God, in order for you to continue lighting flames, not only in your life, but in others' lives as well, you have to be able to put one with the other. Walk, be in motion, be obedient, move. You have to do all of those things together and under the command of God, not just all willy-nilly because, oh, T wants to do this, so T gets to do this, and it's all going to work together. Excuse me, that's not how it works. You have to be moving and you have to be obedient to the command that God gives. And when he gives it, you can't be wavering and you can't be stagnant and you can't just be lingering around waiting on something to come. You have to move when he tells you to move. Sometimes he'll give you something, and if you move too soon, that's still disobedience because you're moving too soon. So a flame is still not going to ignite because you're moving out of obedience. So faith is the flame. As we just said, faith is the flame. And together, they ignite God's move. Together. I don't know how many more ways I can say that, but together, they ignite God's move. It's important that you put them together. It's just like I prayer journal. I journal a lot. So if I journal, and I never go back to look at my notes, I'm just journaling for no reason. I'm just writing for no reason. I'm releasing what is on me at that point in time, or I'm studying whatever has been given to me to study. But if I never go back to it, then I'm just putting the pen to the paper for no reason. I'm just putting the pen to the paper to take up space, pretty much. So if God gives you something, once you give him your yes, when he gives you something, make sure that you act on that. Instead of just, I'm just going to say it like it's coming to me. Instead of just taking up space in the kingdom, or I'm not even going to say in the kingdom, because when you don't move, you're disobedient. So you're not necessarily in his will. So instead of you taking up space in the church, or instead of you taking up space in that certain place where he has placed you, instead of you just taking up space, ask him, seek him, and ask him, what is it that I can do? How can I maneuver my way so I can get closer to you? How can I shift and transition so that way I can do what it is that you're asking me to do? Help me to understand what it is that you're asking me to do. Sometimes you have to open up your mouth. Sometimes your obedience, sometimes your match, sometimes all of that is going to be you opening up your mouth. He will give you a direction, but until you open up your mouth to fully understand it, you're going to be moving out of disobedience because you don't understand. And if you don't understand something, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to do it the correct way. You guessing at it, like this walk with God is not a guessing game. So go to him, seek him. He will talk back to you. You just have to sit there and give him the time to actually talk back. It's a conversation. It's a one-on-one conversation between you and God. It's not a, God, let me come to you so I can unload all of this so that I can do all of this. I'm coming to you so I can unload. It's just like going to a friend or going to your husband or wife and you're saying, well, help me to figure this out. But then you still say, oh, well, I'm going to just do it on my own. Well, you wasted their time, you wasted their energy, and you wasted their, what they give you, like their opinion. Thank you, Holy Spirit. You wasted their opinion because you're not taking it into consideration. You already have set in your mind what you're going to do anyway. So you are not necessarily taking that into consideration. So it's, I'm not going to say wasted, but it might mean it really is time wasted, because that time, that opinion that you went to them for, you completely disregarded everything that they said. And it was literally just words coming out for no reason, because it went in one ear and out the other. So make sure that you are completely understanding what it is that he's calling you to do. Make sure that you're giving him time to speak back to you. It's not just a one-way thing where you go to him and you speak, but then you just jump right back up and don't allow him to speak back to you. That's not what it is. So I just want to encourage you on this morning to seek him. Truly seek him. Go back to him and ask him, what is it that I can do? What is it that I can, how can I move? How can I move so that I can be in your will? How can I move so that I can be obedient? How can I move so that I can understand what it is that you're calling me to? How can I proceed in motion? How can I proceed in motion? For those of you that journal, this is a wonderful journal prompt, an opportunity for you to seek him, an opportunity for you to give him the time to speak back to you. How can I move and proceed in motion so that God can meet and move? Because as we see, he in the story of the widow's oil, as we see in there, he waited for her to move first, and he met her in the middle. He waited for her to move to see if she was going to be obedient, to see if she was going to listen to the command, to see if she was going to follow through with it. And once she started pouring the oil continued to flow until she was out of jars. Until she was out of jars. So once you move, God is going to move and meet you in the middle. You can't expect him to move. Sometimes he will move ahead of you, But he's testing your obedience to see, are you really going to move not knowing? Are you really going to move not understanding? Are you really going to move in disobedience? Or are you going to be obedient and move like I tell you to move? Are you going to be obedient and ask me for understanding? So it's important that you journal. It's important. I'm not even going to say journal. It's important that you seek him in everything. Seek him in everything. And move on what it is that he's calling you to move on. It's wonderful to hold a position in the church. But it's even more wonderful for you to be obedient, not looking at that position in the church. Because so many people can have a position. So many people can have a position, and that position gets taken to their head. And then they're looking like they've messed up, or they have gone out of God's will. And don't get me wrong, everybody, even those without a position, can mess up and go out of God's will. But it's when you put the position in front of God, it's when you idolize the position that he has graced you with. Because let's just be honest, he doesn't just hand out positions to anyone. You've been graced for that position. You've been graced for that title. He's not just going to hand it out to anyone all willy-nilly. And the same way that he handed it out to you, he could go hand it out to the next person that has shown that they've been obedient, that has shown that they've been ready, that have shown that they've been in position. But he saw fit for it to happen to you. He saw fit for you to be in that position. He saw fit for you to carry that title. So it's important that you don't idolize that title, because just as fast as he gives you a title, just as fast as he gives you a position, it can be taken away. And don't stay stagnant in that position either. When God says move, you move. If you're an usher and he's telling you to come to the front to start speaking out, it's about time for you to start speaking out. If you are on the youth committee and he's calling you to the front from behind closed doors, that was me. I was on the youth committee and I tried to stay in the back, and he called me out of my comfort zone, called me out. And it started when I had to preside. Not only just presiding, but speaking out and being in the front, calling youth to the front, or standing in the front with the youth. That is when it started. It starts when he calls you out of your comfort zone. So when he tells you to move, just trust him. Have that faith that he's going to meet you in the middle. He's not going to move before you move, because he wants to see what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. And when you do move, when you do make that move, make sure you steward it well. Make sure you steward it well. It's good to be an usher. It's good to be on the youth committee. It's good to be behind closed doors. Everybody has a position for a different time. But when it's time for you to get called out of that position, when it's time for you to get called into more, when God is calling you to elevate and advance, it's very important that you elevate and you advance, because you never know who's watching you. You never know who's looking up to you. And you never know whose role model you are. You never know whose role model you are. So it's important that you move when he says move, and trust and believe that he's going to meet you in the middle. So today, again, just a little recap. Today was Ignite. And in order for something to be ignited, you have to add 1 and 2 together. You don't take 1 or 2. You have to add 1 and 2 together in order for it to make 3, in order for it to be ignited. So I hope and pray that something that I have said throughout today has made you shift. I hope and pray that something that I have said has made you want to move. Make that move. Be bold. Be confident. Make that move and trust that God is going to meet you in the middle. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow for the last day of the week. Just in case some of you may have missed Monday, I will not be on Friday, and most likely I will not be on. I initially said Monday, but I'm going to give it the whole week. I will not be on Friday, and I will not be on all next week. So go back, take that time to go back and look at some other encouragements that I have given, take that time and go back to God and ask him, throughout all of these encouragements, what is it that you're calling me to do? Take that time to speak one-on-one with him. Take that time to seek him and see what it is that he's calling you to do. Have a great day. I love you all, and I will talk to you tomorrow.